If I had to use one word to describe the cause of the coronavirus, it would be globalization. As a result of globalization, we have extended our reach into countries and regions of the world we've never been. And then there's some things who have come back. One of them is the coronavirus. And now we're dealing with the RSV, the respiratory syncytial virus that's affecting young children. And I believe that's again because of a globalization. The things have come back from Africa, from India, from China that we've never been exposed to, our children have never been exposed to, and now we're seeing the consequences of that. So I have to then look and say, okay, what's going to be my investment opportunity to take advantage of, if you will, this situation? And it's Abcellera. And today I want to tell you about Abcellera and why I think it's a good investment.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
The first thing I need you to grasp is that there are 48 quadrillion molecules in the world. That's 48 with 8 series of 3 zeros behind it. 48 quadrillion molecules. Well, what does that have to do with? If you're a lab technician and your job is to find a vaccine for an unknown virus, your job is to compare those 48 quadrillion molecules and put them in different segments and see if it stops the virus. That's your job as a lab technician. So when we had to deal with polio back when I was a young kid, it took 7 years for the technicians to go through those 48 quadrillion molecules to find a cure for polio. Yet when we had the coronavirus, it took 7 months. Well, what was the difference? The difference was artificial intelligence and the digital age. Rather than the lab technician sitting down and making notes, and then each one working separately, with the digital age and quantum and computing, we were able to find the virus or the vaccine for the coronavirus in 7 months. That's Abcellera. Okay? So we get rid of, we still have the lab technicians, but we have a couple of geeks who sit and gather their data and then run it through, I guess, an algorithm and come to a conclusion. And Abcellera then has made contracts with 20 pharmaceutical companies to basically put this together and help speed up the process. And I just came across an article that gave me a clue to this. First of all, I want to share with you, though, I've done 3 prior videos on this subject, dating back to July of 2022, August of 2021, I did 2. Here's those. Go back and you'll learn more about Abcellera in those 3 videos. So what's our opportunity here? Regeneron is one of the 20 pharmaceutical companies that Abcellera has a contract with. And they're working, and they have an agreement with Abcellera that they will have access to 4 opportunities to take their work, feed it to Abcellera, come back and say, here's the vaccine. Well, they've come up with one, and they now are cashing in their first opportunity. This is a part of the article that I want you to take a look at. Now, what is interesting is, how does Abcellera get paid? They get paid for the initial research. Then when Regeneron comes forward and says, okay, we'll take that research and we're going to work with it and create a marketing campaign on it, they get another payment. Then from that point on, they get a royalty off of every time that drug is sold. So you can see this is a continuing source of income. They don't just do the work and sell the work. They sell the work and then collect a continuing cash stream. So they've got 20 companies they're doing this for. And again, I want you to go back to 48 quadrillion molecules that are available currently, and I'm sure as they go through the Amazon, they'll find new ones to create vaccines, antibodies, things for our medical world. Why is this important? As I said in the beginning, because of the coronavirus, because of the Spanish flu back in 1918. What's that have to do with it? Well, that was the first time globalization hit us. We sent soldiers over to Europe in World War I, and they brought back the worst flu that our country, our world has ever seen. And again, it took a long time to get that flu vaccine. What Abcellera has done or is doing is taking the digital age, taking the increased computer capability, the increased semiconductor capability, and monetizing it, okay, and using it in the healthcare field. So I look at this, and I want to show you where I came across this information, because I think it's important not only that I know things and I share them with you, but to show you where I get my information and how you can find these things as well. And as strange as this is going to seem, I got it from Moomoo Charts. Yeah, that's that company that'll give you 15 free stocks plus right now another $100 to fund your app, and it has a wonderful app that I use on my phone every morning to see pre-market what's going to happen and to do trading sometimes if I'm away from my desktop. But that's where I got this information. Let me take you to my app and show you exactly what I see, as well why I think Abcellera is in a position to give me some exponential returns. Let's take a look at it. This is my chart on Abcellera, and this is my Moomoo chart. And I want you to see that it kind of took off when it was over the 200-day, the 50-day, that's the blue line, and the yellow is the 9-day. And it kind of took off right in here, and that would have been about October the 24th. And if we go over here, these are the stories that came out about that Moomoo gives me. And you can see here, Piper Jaffray's trims their price target from 22 to 21. Well, it's at 12, so it's almost double. Then we get into the stories I was telling you about with their agreement with Regeneron and what is going on that is pushing this here. This is a realization of the market that this company has got something and it's going somewhere. So where is its resistance level? I would say it's up somewhere around 14, 13.99 or 14. So I'm believing this is a stock I want to double down on and continue to hold. Okay, this is a no-brainer to me. They don't seem to have any competition, and therefore I think it's a no-brainer. What I then did was go to Seeking Alpha and get some additional information. Get some information on their financials, and are they strong enough? Do they have enough money to get them through the next year or so? Because this thing's going to launch like a rocket. In fact, Jeffries, in one of the articles from, as I showed you, is predicting a double in a very short term. I think that's conservative. Again, if the RS whatever virus continues and other viruses continue to hit us as a result of globalization, these people are going to be our saviors. If we don't get this, we're all going to die of some virus that comes from South Africa or the jungles of Nigeria. I don't know. Globalization has some unintended consequences, which we're now dealing with. Okay, That's my take. That's how I'm investing. We got to get through this interest rates and inflation. And please understand, we caused that. That's not something that, no, not we. We didn't cause it. Our government caused it. They put $9 trillion into the system. They increased our money supply by over 40% in a year. It took us 2,000 years to get the money supply we had. And in 9 months, they said, let's jack it up by 40%. Well, that's going to create inflation. Then you add to that the virus, and we got a broken supply chain. What else would you expect? And then they had those zero interest rates and created a boom in real estate, and then it crashed. Well, what would you expect? Anybody with any kind of sense would say this is going to happen. But once we get through it, and we will get through it, companies like Accelera are just going to explode. And then you've got the whole genome sequencing and genome editing and quantum computing. My God, this is, the world is going to change so fast. Okay, that's my 78-year observation. Yeah, that's how long I've been watching this game. For the first 15 years, I wasn't paying any attention. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.